Good morning, people. Welcome to Weaves of Waves. Yes, I'm having one of those mornings. Oh dear. I've forgotten my password. My email account can't be accessed. I was an idiot enough to use something called mail.com, and they cancelled my account, threw me out. So all my emails now are going to that account and I can't get access to it, which include Facebook and EE and all kinds of other people. So I've got to go through and say, I haven't got access to that account. And half the ones I don't remember my password. It's all meant to be recorded. It's all the passwords are meant to be recorded on phones and laptops and things like that. So I'm getting highly frustrated. It's like, these things aren't built for humans. Now, humans are an interesting creature. We're kind of set in our ways. I'm saying we because we're all in a human body, okay? So we, as in all that are occupying a human body, no matter what race, color, religion, sex, gender, creed, we're all in a human body. Okay, so we all have certain functions. And one of them is a deteriorating memory for passwords, but that's probably it's not just me. No, I'm sorry, it's not just me. I may be blonde, but I'm not daft. Yeah, some people say they can use one password right the way across the board. Well, I get notifications of breach of security if I try that. So I've got to have a different password for every, 101 different websites. It's ridiculous. I don't remember that sort of thing. And then I've got some places they ask you to change your password once a month. You really think I can remember a monthly password? So it's not really built for humans. I'm sorry, this memory password, okay, yes, they're going to want fingerprint identity and stuff like that. And I don't like that sort of thing because, yes, it's monitoring me. So I don't think this world is built for me. And I'm looking at, other things like people needing the toilet. It's a natural function. We all need to go to the toilet. And they're now taking away more and more of the toilets from the high street. If you go into a shop on a high street in the UK, I can't speak for any other country, a lot of them say, oh no, we haven't got a customer toilet. Okay. So, I'm sorry, I'm female. I don't use back alleys to go to the toilet, nor do I find a bush in a town centre. You know, a lot of people say also, oh, you can't use our toilets unless you're a customer. That's for the restaurants and pubs and stuff. And it's like, again, I have a natural function that I need to go about. And somehow you're all pushing me into a back alley to sort of, have a whittle on a brick somewhere. No, I'm sorry. That's not my thing. So where are all the toilets? They've closed all the public toilets because of misuse. Okay, I get it. Too many people. But it's a crazy thing. It's like, who are they designing these high streets for? They're not designing them for humans. Certainly the online stuff is not designed for humans. Prove that you're not a robot. Maybe I am and I don't know about it. Maybe I'm a bot. What do they call a fifth columnist waiting to be activated? I often think about these daft things as well. And it's like this whole world that we're moving into is so different from the way I grew up. People mattered, or maybe I was just being naive. But I care about people. My customer service is genuine. I mean, I want to help. And there's loads of people out there who are wanting to help. And yet the people that are employed on the end of telephone lines for customer services are rude and irritating and haven't a clue. I'm just talking about the banking, I think. But it's getting more and more impersonal. People are getting more and more frustrated. And it's like, yeah, they're acting more and more out of fear. And I've been doing videos for this since 2018, something like that. Don't fear. Don't fall into the fear. But people have. Okay, so yeah, I called it, but nobody's done anything about it. You don't fear. And I think fear is absolutely what's separating people. It's dividing people. It's putting people into control. And I've got to go sort my dog out because he's barking at cyclists again. Be right back. That's better. We let a cyclist go past. I said puppy is 10 months old and he got hit by a cyclist. So now when he goes out for a wander, he barks at the cyclist, which isn't fun. But he's scared. It's a fear thing. which takes us back to the same topic. People act aggressively when they're scared. Yeah, no. He can't get at them now, he's inside, but he's just going to bark from the windows. Because, yes, he's frightened. He's frightened of something that can't harm him. There's an interesting analogy right there. And it's fear that... I must not fear, fear is a mind killer. Do you remember that one from June? I loved the movie, by the way. I loved the book, and the new movie was very, very similar to the book. It had aspects of the book that the first movie didn't have. I loved the first movie too, but we move on. It was great special effects. Okay, there was one or two characters that they messed around with. I watch a lot of YouTubers that give assessments and reviews of videos and movies and things like that. And I've got to agree with the message. And the message usually is be afraid and be separate. You are separate from them. These people are different. You must be afraid. And it's like, fuck off. Come on, most of us are far more intelligent than that. Most of us, we know that people are people and just doing the best they can. I know that most people are good people trying to do the good job, kind of work through life without upsetting upsetting the apple cart. They'd really rather have an easy life, and that again is a problem. But I don't believe that people are mean and nasty innately. It's mostly scared and hungry. But I've been told I'm naive about this. We've gone through about, does evil exist? And it's a conversation. I don't think we'll ever get to a total answer. It is a conversation. Does evil exist in people? I believe in energies. I see energies in some people that don't belong to the human side. So it's like a parasite sitting on the edge. They wrap themselves round. These energy forms can be like addictions. So if you have a heroin or a meth addiction, they can be wrapped around you. Even if you have a smoking addiction or a sugar addiction, these like little parasites that sit on you, on your energy body, and feed off you. I've seen that. And then when you go into, I don't know, I look at people like Tony Blair. Tony Blair's eyes are very unnatural. And you can see Hillary Clinton to another one, very unnatural looking eyes. And you can see the energies is like in there that is, what do you say, human? I don't know, maybe psychopath or whatever. I don't think human. I think there's probably a person in both those two that is screaming, I can't do this anymore. They have been killing and raping children and all other things. And those people, can they really be people anymore? I think they lose a lot of their souls when they do it. I do believe in the soul. It's not a Christian thing, soul, or sort of a Jewish or an Abrahamic thing. It's more of a higher self. I'm not this body, so this body can grow old and die, and I won't. And I see that in most people that I've ever treated for acupuncture. Their body is a reflection of their minds, absolutely. If you're not comfortable in your mind, then your body becomes an uncomfortable place. And I think we all end up like that. Also, if you pollute your body, your mind gets cluttered as well. So there is a very, very strong mind-body connection. But this body is not the whole sum of experience. And there's parts of me, when I go inside, I can feel a bigger self, a higher self, that is not part of the data stream. I know I'm covering lots of subjects, but the data stream to me is the senses. It's a bit more than 5, but certainly. And my data stream, I can't see straight. My eyes are short-sighted. So that alone says that the data stream can be corrupted. What else am I missing? So I don't necessarily trust the data stream that my body is telling me. But there is a quiet place inside, a reflective place. I call it the watcher. And that watcher is a lot bigger than just the Kate personality. It's like the larger one. Is that divine? Well, I will leave that up to you, but I call it my higher self. The watcher is my higher self. And if you like, that's part of the bigger soul. And I don't think that one dies. That one just is learning. It's just growing, watching, evolving. And if you can connect up to it, creativity is the place to connect up to it. When you are painting or writing or reading, thoroughly fixed into what's going on. And then you don't know when you've been away, but you know you come back out of a state. My old teacher used to call this the mercurial consciousness. And it is an amazing state to be in. I will talk a lot about of different states and trances of being, because I reckon we flicker in or out of new trances, new states of being quite a few times during the day. For example, when you're driving and you don't remember which place you've been through. So suddenly you're at a familiar place and you think, oh, I don't even remember driving through this area. And you've suddenly arrived. Well, yeah, where was your mind then? But we're going back to sort of possession. It's like some energy form has grafted themselves onto these beings, and they are shaping our world. At the end of the day, if this world isn't built for humans, what is it being built for? Now, I struggle with aliens because, yes, I was told, in my other video, I said there was no aliens. Okay, I will say aliens and demons are probably the same thing. So you can have outer aliens and outer demons and inner inner aliens. An awful lot of it is on perspective, and again, the data stream can be corrupted, can be interrupted, overwhelmed, and yes, it can mess up your head. So if you have a vision that you saw a white light and a being in a white light, now, was it a vision or was it something, is it part of your brain just flaring off? It's a very interesting question. The thing is, I've also learned if you question too much, you need to find your own path, and your mind also will pull everything apart, or my mind does. 101 questions, no, that didn't happen, that was your imagination, and yet you've got to build yourself on something. You've got to build a firm foundation inside yourself. And this is why if you don't build a firm foundation, you can be tempted. I bet you that in a distant past, Tony Blair was tempted into power. Here, have this. Come into my van, little boy, I have sweeties. And somewhere along the line, he agreed. And he agreed a bit further, and then he wanted something more, and he agreed a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more. And slowly over time, it was no longer Tony Blair pulling all the strings. This was some being there. What was that movie? They Come, where you put a pair of glasses on and suddenly you see people in their true forms. I can think that movie has a few facts that I would say that I certainly agree with. And I think that these people that have surrendered their soul, they can kill children. They can do horrible, terrible, terrible things to children and humans in general, and not even flinch because it's not the same species anymore. If you do terrible things to children, you are not thinking about the future. You have no future if you're doing it to your own children. You are poisoning your own tree if you're doing it to your own children. These children are your immortality. They are your future. You bring them up so that they can be amazing and beautiful and better than you. I shudder at the abuse level that is going on. Where are these people's futures? Well, somewhere along the line, usually addictions. Here, have this drug, have this food, have this power, have this money. They've just sunk into a poisonous field. And it's horrible. It's really horrible. But on a lighter note, we can also rise. We're going to start looking at how far we can rise. Where can we go with our higher selves? Where can we go? Can we pull out of this world that is being designed for some alien creature? Because I need to go to the toilet occasionally. And basically, I need to not remember passwords. I can't remember passwords. In other words, this world is not being built for us. It's not being built for me, that's for sure. So where do we find human worlds? more nature-based, more kindly-based, more supportive on who we are and where we're going? It's good questions. I will come back to you in another video. Take care of yourself, and you know what? Fear is a mind killer. Fear is a little death that brings total obliteration. That's from June. I think I'm going to use that quite a bit more. Oh well, bye now.